Fellow Ambazonians, distinguished people of Southern Cameroon, today is January 3rd, 2020. It is the beginning of another decade, and we are in a war that was brought onto us because we stood up and demanded that we, the people of Southern Cameroon, should not be marginalized again by the people of the Republic of Cameroon, La Republique. Dear people, it is only but true that if you push a people to the wall, they will fight you back to the last resistance. We have decided that we are going to rest in peace, La Republique, RIP. We shall resist, we shall insist, and we shall persist. So never again shall we be part of a people that have used us. Never again shall we be part of a people that have brutalized us. Never again shall we be part of a barbaric people that the only language they understand is barbarism. If you look at the recent sham that they talked about refugees going back to La Republique Du Cameroun as a way that government is looking for ways of ending this war, you will realize that only 140 refugees were transported back to Yaounde. In a real operation such as the return of refugees to their home country, the very first load of people usually is in their thousands, not a few hundred people. La Republique du Cameroun should stop using our people as guinea pigs. Those refugees that were sent back, or those that so-called refugees, most of them have nothing to do with this war. Some of them are people that have been living in Nigeria. A bunch of them are Francophones. And then they flew them to Yaounde. And they want to show the world that they are resolving the problems of the people of Southern Cameroon. No, this is a sham. Biya should stop using our people as guinea pigs. The La Republique government of Paul Biya has a systemic way of putting down our people. When we ask them to give us good classrooms, they arrested and jailed our teachers. When we ask them to give us good law courts, our lawyers were beaten on the street. Now we have demanded and are bent to restore our independence. They are trying to buy the conscience of our people. You cannot, and you do not have enough money to buy the conscience of 8 million Southern Cameroonians. We have talked about marginalization, and they have legalized marginalization. Look, people like Felix Mbajo, people like Eli Smith, these are not Anglophones, or these are not Southern Cameroonians. They may speak English like you and I, but these are not Southern Cameroonians. These are products of maquisards. These are people that we gave them refuge when their parents were being killed by this same government of La Republique. We gave refuge to these people, and when it's time for them to pay us back, they are paying us back with vengeance. How can you say Felix Mbajo is an Anglophone when you know that they are product of maquisard? Their parents ran away and we gave them refuge in Southern Cameroon. If you are calling Mbajo, if you are calling Eli Smith a Southern Cameroonian, it means you can show us a virgin in a maternity ward. My fellow citizens, this is the time. This is the time for us to stand up and fight to restore our nation. This is a time for everybody to stand up and show that no election can take place in our land. This election that Paul Biya wants to conduct, it is a sham. It is not going to work. He wants to show to the international community that there's no problem. No country in the world conducts election during wartime. We have over 50,000 Southern Cameroonians in Nigeria. We have over 1 million Southern Cameroonians that have been displaced, and they are living as IDPs in La Republique du Cameroun. And to conduct an election, these people, they have to be back to their base in order to vote, because voting, you have to vote in your locality. This, they want to show the world that they are looking for solutions, but yet what they are giving us is a peak, a ring on a peak. How can you talk of decentralization and then you legalize centralization? You flew refugees that are meant to go to their communities to Yaounde instead of taking them to Manfe, Fako, or Meme. Unless you are just as crummy as La Republique du Cameroun, nobody can truly believe that these people mean business for us. How can you talk of returning refugees and you found only 140 in over 50 million people? How can you talk of returning people to their villages when you are out there burning villages in Libialum, burning villages in Bafut, burning villages in Bali? Does that make sense that you are bringing people back and putting them in Yaounde, but yet burning their villages in Mbianda, in Manfe, in Boya? So, my dear Ambalandas, 2020 is a year for us to fight and restore our sovereignty. It is the year that all of us should stand up and face these people. It is a year that you should believe in yourself, that only you and you alone can give us our restoration. Remember, liberty is never given, it is taken. Liberty is never given, it is taken. During slavery, as Honorable Weber put it the other day, whenever the slaves wanted to rise up against their master, the master would come out and use other slaves and bring some of them to spend the night in the master's quarter. And then in the morning, those same slaves would go out and line up the other slaves that wanted to rise up and whip them up in front of the rest of the party goers that the master had organized. This is typically so with La Republique du Cameroun. If you watch the video that the so-called refugees were returning home, you will see a bunch of people receiving them. Who were those receiving them? You had Mbajo, you have Ellis Smith, you have a bunch of people. I don't know if Ellis Smith was there, but you had a bunch of people, Atanganji Paul, all the Anglophone ministers, they call them, to receive these slaves that are coming home. If you do not read and respect history, you are bound to relive it. So I leave you, Southern Cameroonians, to think, to search your souls, and ask this question. Are the people of La Republique our friends, our brothers, or they are our enemies? I will let you be the judge. May peace, may liberty, may freedom be your portion in 2020. I salute you.